Hello everybody, DM here from That Wrestling Show. It's been a while since you've heard my voice, and it's been a while since I've actually done a show, mainly due to the fact that my work schedule has increased tri-fold, and there's been no time in the day for me to actually pop on and actually do a show, and I promise sometime in the near future I will have more episodes coming out, but this isn't about That Wrestling Show. This isn't about anything of that nature. It's actually about the current status of Jerry The King Lawler. Those of you that don't know, you probably have been laying under a rock because CNN, TMZ, Fox, so many news coverages have actually covered the story, and WWE.com has actually posted a story, PW Torch, PW Insider, NotiQ.com, the Dirt Sheets, every source you can think of has been reporting on this, and this is just a brief update of what's happened thus far. Those of you that don't know, during the Daniel Bryan-Kane tag bout against the Primetime Players, Jerry Lawler had suffered a heart attack, and he was basically passed out right there on the broadcast table. There are several sources reporting that EMTs backstage were actually able to save Jerry Lawler's life, as he was you can almost pretty much pronounce him dead for about 10 to 20 minutes, but he was rushed to a local hospital, which, thank God, was only about 15 minutes away, and they were able to put him in the cardiac ICU, and as Michael Cole had said on air, he has been stabilized, breathing on his own, and following lights with his eyes, meaning he was becoming more and more responsive. As of last word, he is in stable condition and underwent surgery on his heart where a stent and balloon was put in, which means he suffered a massive heart attack following Monday Night Raw. Now, what exactly does this mean for the career of Jerry the King Lawler? There's a lot of people that are pointing fingers saying, maybe it's about time that wrestlers, especially at the age of 62, should keep out of the ring because stuff like this happens. Well, maybe it's, you really can't point the finger that it was essentially WWE's fault because Lawler has still been an active wrestler just on the indie circuit. So he's not wrestling full time, don't get me wrong, but it's not like he's having, Ric Flair, Ricky Steamboat-like matches every single night. There are people, of course, that are saying, well, it's the road schedule, it's all this stuff. It's a freak of nature. It's a freak of nature kind of thing that happened. We're not 100% sure exactly what Jerry Lawler's health was previously. It could be a combination of the travel, the indie schedule, and the fact that he's been involved in a massive angle with CM Punk for the last 3 weeks. It's possible that it could have aggravated it, and we don't know what kind of stress that he possibly was going through at the particular time. And there's so many speculations and rumors and thoughts and, cynics going on right now, especially online, that are saying, they're saying their piece and they're putting in their 2 cents and they're making jokes and they're making all the creepy notions, and I'm one of them. Last night I was putting together all the pieces and saying it was very creepy that the same building where the Hitman was screwed is the same building where Jerry Lawler had a heart attack, and ironically that was Bret Hart's finishing move in the tag division. But I'm not here to be cynical, I'm not here to be funny, I'm just more so here to talk about the opinions of what could be happening in the very near future. Needless to say, I highly doubt we're going to see Jerry Lawler in the speaking capacity ever again. I know you could say, well, Jim Ross had Bell's palsy, and he came back time and time again, but you can see the wear and tear on him. This is a heart attack. We don't know exactly how serious it was, but the fact that a stent was put in, and he's got a balloon now in his system, which is going to help, move the blood around, that is extremely, extremely serious. Lawler is going to be under heavy bed rest and under heavy reconciliation, and most likely is going to have to go through a long road recovery before he's even able to return part-time to WWE. His wrestling career, I would assume, is officially over. I mean, after you have a heart attack, you really can't, perform anymore at the level, especially when you have half a working heart at this point. As far as commentary, I don't want to say that his career on the commentary booth is necessarily over, but I don't think it would be the wisest place to place him, considering that as a commentator, as whether you're an analyst or you're a color commentator, you have to get excited and call the match, and considering that Lawler wasn't even excited during the Kane-Daniel Bryan match, it just activated. If he has to actually act surprised and genuinely act or even be surprised, it could agitate his heart and make the condition even worse. Again, we don't know how serious it is, but I would not expect to see Jerry Lawler return full-time to WWE for a while, if not ever. I think the one thing that made its rounds around the table a couple of times today, especially with the circle that I'm with, is Jerry Lawler has never been known to be a drug addict or an alcoholic or had any bad vices of that nature that would affect his physical well-being. You really couldn't even say that he ever took steroids due to the fact that his body shape, to my knowledge, never really changed. I mean, he gained some weight, he lost some weight, but it was nothing extravagant. So a lot of reports are going to be coming out claiming it's possible it was stress, it's possible it was his genetics, it's possible it could be a number of things. What's interesting to note is, again, people are blaming WWE because they put him in the ring, and this is probably a signal that you shouldn't allow wrestlers past a certain age to wrestle anymore. But again, Jerry Lawler, it's not like anyone put a gun in his head. He willingly went into the ring, and he had been wrestling in the indie circuit still for years, so it's not as if it was WWE's fault. There are going to be a lot of rumors and a lot of inquiries and questions coming around, but nobody 100% knows for sure. The only thing that I, from my standpoint, could say, especially coming from a analyst perspective, is Jerry Lawler is okay. Those are the reports that came in, and from my personal opinion, from what I've thought about and from what I've talked about with my small circle, it's sad to hear that someone like Jerry Lawler went down and it was on live television. A lot of people were, again, claiming that it was part of the show. Especially me, I thought it could possibly be part of the show or be part of the angle. But no, it was 100% realistic. It was 100% real, and that's just the way things go. The one thing that scared me the most is 2 years ago when Nexus was around, they attacked Ricky Steamboat, and it's not a similar story, but a week after the assault on Steamboat, he suffered a stroke. And it's kind of funny that a week after CM Punk jumped Jerry Lawler, he suffers a massive heart attack, where he was almost pronounced dead on the spot. Thoughts and prayers going to Jerry Lawler. Thoughts and prayers are going to the entire wrestling world. The entire place is shook up. I also want to send a small shout out, a small congratulations in a sense to Cena and CM Punk. While the air was extremely heavy, and a lot of people are saying WWE should have canceled the show, should have ended the show, should have just been over with it. That's a hard decision to make, especially with a pay-per-view coming up, and you don't want to jump the ghost, and it might be disrespectful. It might, I don't know if I would cancel the show. I don't know exactly what I would do. I do know that the air was extremely heavy, and I felt extremely uncomfortable watching the last hour of Monday Night Raw. But I will say that in the midst of all of it, CM Punk and John Cena were able to act as professional as possible and cut the promo that they did. It was a very impromptu promo. It was a very good, entertaining promo. It reminded us that, hey, we still have a pay-per-view to do, and we'll deal with Jerry when we can, but from my perspective, a very professional standpoint from where I was at. And, other than that, Monday Night Raw was actually not that bad. It's a little scary that the Jerry Lawler's condition and the incident's going to overshadow the entire thing. And other than that, that's the only thing I have to report. This is DM from That Wrestling Show. You can check me out at the website at thatwrestlingshow.webs.com. We have a chat room where we watch Monday Night Raw and all the pay-per-views live every Monday night, and of course this Sunday for Night of Champions. Hopefully I will see you there. Don't forget to subscribe. I will see you next time.